Sometimes truth is scarier than fiction. Stories often tell about enigmatic and evil people whose terrifying deeds inspire spooky legends. In other words, every place around the world has its share of real-life scary stories, and there are so many to choose from. The crime of individuals secretly living in someone's home is known as phrogging, a reference to how frogs leap from place to place. Phrogging can take many forms, from transient intruders to more permanent ones, in occupied homes or ones where the owner is not in residence. Victims often sense something is amiss, but easily doubt themselves and hesitate to seek help, at least at first. Phroggers typically have nowhere else to live, so they sneak into walls, crawl spaces, and other unseen areas. As they settle in, they quietly observe the home's occupants. As residents sleep, phroggers move around the home late at night. Sometimes they eat the homeowner's food and move or steal their possessions. While not widespread, phrogging cases have been reported across the country dating back decades. But due to the more recent popularity of the crime portrayed in movies, it has people wondering whether it's real or just an urban legend. A phroggers could be someone close to you. Connecticut detective Carrie Lavallo investigated a stalking case in 2017 involving a man who tormented his estranged wife while staying in her home in an unhinged attempt to rekindle their marriage. While not a typical case of phrogging, it has many of the same elements, Lavallo tells. The woman had a child from a previous relationship, and her husband sometimes stayed in the home a few days at a time to take care of the child while the woman was away on business. The woman began to notice strange things: banging on the roof, missing jewelry, clothing and underwear, and beer cans and cigarette butts strewn on her property. She found her kitchen cabinets wide open and her car tires slashed. "That's terrifying," Lavallo says. Police eventually determined the culprit was the husband, whose palm print matched one on a threatening Christmas card that had been sent to the woman. "He told me he wanted to be her hero," Lavallo says. "He was terrorizing her, hoping that she would call him to make her feel safe. It was his way of getting back into her life." The husband pleaded guilty to threatening and reckless endangerment. The woman, who asked for anonymity to protect her and her child's privacy, says that all along, her husband played the supportive role while committing the crimes from inside her own home. "This was not a stranger in my attic," she tells. "It happened in my home and under my nose, and it was designed to make me question my sanity." The woman says she and her child were diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and got therapy. The woman continues to have persistent bad dreams, obsessively locks doors and windows, and suffers from an enduring mistrust in her own judgment. The abuser is witnessing the trauma that they are creating in the victim. You have to wonder if that gives them some sort of bizarre level of excitement. What kind of person does that, especially to someone they love? This case was especially perverse because it came from someone close to the victim. OnlyFans obsession Mauricio Damian Guerrero became obsessed with an OnlyFans model after finding her online. At first, his stalking was limited to the digital world, but by 2022, he had discovered her home address in New Hampshire. The 20-year-old even reportedly managed to steal the woman's keys. Once he had access to her house, Damian Guerrero snuck up to the attic. There, he would wait quietly until the middle of the night. When the woman was asleep, he crept into her room to film her. The woman's mother first noticed something was wrong after hearing strange sounds coming from the attic. The police investigated, and in February, they arrested the man as he climbed out of the attic onto the home's roof. On his phone, cops found videos of the woman that had been recorded as she slept. He admitted to entering her home at least 4 times. He also told detectives that he intended to put a tracking device on the woman's car. Cops charged Damian Guerrero with 4 counts of burglary, but he was bailed out of jail before trial. The woman was granted a restraining order against him. Visitor in the night a family in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, was shocked to find an 18-year-old man living in their attic in June 2019. The man, identified as Matthew Casto, snuck into the house undetected and lived there for some time. That ended abruptly one day when a woman living in the home saw Casto at the top of the second-floor stairs. He panicked and ran to a bedroom. By the time police arrived, he had climbed back into the attic through a crawl space. Cops soon learned why Casto was there. The young man had allegedly been living in the attic for a while and sneaking down at night to be with the family's 14-year-old daughter. Casto quietly moved up and down through a small door in the girl's bedroom closet. Court documents claimed the girl was known to police and had run away before. She was reportedly the subject of unruly child investigations in the Tennessee town. Casto was charged with aggravated criminal trespass for his pursuit of the girl. We often tell these scary stories not only to thrill our public, but also as a reminder that we should learn about these people to ensure their terrible acts never happen again. If you enjoy this type of content and would like to see more of it and support the channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications.